So, do you think the system should decriminalize cannabis/marijuana and expunge prior cannabis convictions?
Well, let me talk about expungement, and you know that just yesterday, Kim Fox wiped out about 1,000 small marijuana possession.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Cases. Now, a lot of people want to know where all this started from. See, it just didn't jump out of in 1999 and 2000, Kennedy King College, under the criminal justice program, under Attorney Lewis Myers and President Wellington Wilson, got a $150,000 grant from the state of Illinois, given to us by Barack Obama, who was senator then. We created the domestic violence program, and the ancillary program was to work on anything that we could do specifically geared toward the Englewood community and the poor communities. And so what we did, they hired me to run that program for them. And on short notice, I put him on contract. I put 6 or 7 other people on contract. And I started working with Connie Howard, going to her meetings on Saturday, seeing where we could fit in, and going down to Springfield on that bus with the community activists at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. We did that 2-3 times. And so what you have today, then we had the town hall meeting on expungement, Jack. That was March the 1st of 2001. And we expected maybe 200 people to show up. About 700 people showed up from Indiana, Wisconsin, Chicago, and everywhere. So I want the people to know is that this attorney, and I brought together 4 or 5 other attorneys, Sheriff Faulkner, Attorney Robert Willis, I believe Attorney Shannon was at his office around a table and brought Connie Howard in there, and we put our arms of protection around her. And that's how all of this got started. Now, come 2012, that's when the clerk of the city court, Dorothy Brown, took over and brought together all of those agencies and things. So you want to see from 2001, well, from 1999 really to 2012 to the present time, the people need to know this was hard work to get that criminal statute amended, so that we could wipe out those cases under drugs. Okay.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, so you work with that program.
Well, we the ones
you developed it, I should say.
We're Connie Howard. We the ones who developed. They have developed that program.
Okay.
Right. This gentleman, me, and 4 or 5 other attorneys. And I was the key person there to bring them all together for her.
That's right.
That's how that happened.
Okay.
And you can call her and she'll tell you that's how it happened.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, thank you. Now, let's talk about, I have some recommendations that I kind of got together. I don't have a legal background, but I wanted to make or suggest for the criminal justice system. Number 1, eliminate the war on drugs. 3 strikes you're out, stop and frisk. So I want you all to comment. Good or bad idea?
Good idea.
Why?
First of all, the war on drugs was a farce.
Yeah.
The war on drugs was a cover for let's lock up as many black men primarily and women as we can.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Okay.
Because you mentioned drug use among races is about the same. And you got to think, there's only 13% of America is black.
Right. But 47%
right.
are in prison.
Right. Because they hone in on black people for drug use.
Yes.
And they give other people a pass.
Yes.
In other words, if you had a little marijuana on you and you was in the suburbs, the policeman would say, oh, that's Bill's son. Let him take his marijuana and send him home. We're going to call Bill and tell him, your son's out of order, Bill. He's carrying around marijuana. So he would have no record.
Right, exactly.
But in the west side of Chicago, they stop, you got a little marijuana on, they make a big case out of it because they're trying to pipeline you in the system to diminish your reputation because then people go around saying, oh, he got stopped and he this and that, and it's all baloney.
Yes.
Okay, and so, yeah, all of that got to go.
Okay. All right. Now, we don't have about 25 more minutes, so I want to hit these things. Okay. In mass incarceration of men, women, girls, and LGBTQs, because the girls, young black girls, and LGBTQs are treated worse, they say. They are confronted with the people in charge there, because they said they are perceived as being older and more mature. Just an excuse, really. So, I want you to comment on that.
Okay.
Bonnie?
Give me a little bit more information